Here in our new media seat today, we have social media influencer, content creator, Brandon Tatum. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you kick us off?
Caroline, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And on behalf of everybody that follow me, the millions of people that follow me, I want to say thank you for making a sacrifice and dealing with some of the most disingenuous people on planet Earth at times. I have two questions. The first question is associated with the shooting that occurred the other day. And I want to ask the question of, we know that it's not a gun thing. Any rational person knows it's not a gun thing. We know it's a mental health issue. So I want to know from you, what is President Trump and the White House going to do to address mental health issues around the country associated with these shootings? And the second thing is Chicago. You know, anybody with a connected brainstem knows that Chicago's crime is out of control. And young black men are getting killed, laying dead in the middle of the streets every single day in Chicago. No president has addressed any of these issues. And so what is the White House going to do to address issues in their capacity to deal with the conflict and violence in Chicago?
Sure. Well, to your first question about this shooting in Minnesota, right now, the administration is focused on helping the people of Minnesota. It's been less than a day, of course, since this tragedy happened. We have federal law enforcement on the ground assisting local law enforcement. This investigation is ongoing. There's still a lot of facts to understand about these circumstances. And so we're going to continue to do that. As for Chicago and cracking down on crime, it is a priority of this administration to ensure that American cities are safe again. And I'm so glad that you brought up the crime in Chicago, because we've been seeing the governor of Illinois parading out there saying that there's nothing wrong with Chicago. It's a great place to live. There's no crime there. He doesn't need President Trump's help. Well, I think the residents of Chicago beg to differ, and the statistics beg to differ. And I'll just share a few of those statistics with all of you. For 13 consecutive years, Chicago has had the most murders of any U.S. city. This is J.B. Pritzker's legacy, by the way. For 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities with more than 1 million people. In 2024, just last year, Chicago's murder rate per capita was 3 times higher than Los Angeles and nearly 5 times higher than New York City. That's more than double the murder rate in Islamabad and nearly 15 times more than Delhi. Out of Chicago's 147,899 reported crimes this year, that's how many crimes have been reported in Chicago since January 1st. There have only been arrests in 16% of them. These numbers are unacceptable. There have been more illegal guns recovered in Chicago than in New York City and Los Angeles combined. The number of reported motor vehicle thefts last year was more than double the number in 2021. And Chicago has also, just like DC, come under scrutiny over discrepancies in its homicide data reporting. So as bad as these numbers are, perhaps they are even worse. And this is Governor Pritzker's legacy. He should put politics aside. He should pick up the phone and call this president, who would be more than happy to do right by law-abiding American residents in the city of Chicago, and we hope that he will. And thanks for being here, Brandon.
Thank you, President Trump. We can't wait to see you. Please don't listen to them, but we're also asking you for protection, because yesterday our governor did a press conference and he said that they are taking the names and making a list of people who support the president.
Well, President Trump, Chi-Town is waiting on you. How are you good people doing, my American informed brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith, and you're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Follow me up here. Follow me down here. Click this. Thank you very much. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. We'll bring down a drop box for you to select all notifications, right? Do not forget that when you... Yeah, I ain't about to edit this. Y'all should know what to do by now. See what happens when y'all try to make me say this real short and talk real slow. It doesn't work well. You see that? Go check out this other channel right there. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all all know about President Trump saying that he's going to be dispatching the National Guard, the feds, wherever, to Chicago. And honestly, from what I'm getting right now, there doesn't seem to be any mixed feelings from the residents, from the people, from the citizens. What there seems to be is some issues from your so-called leader, Brandon Johnson, Mr. Pritzker. You guys are the ones that seem to have the issues, but the people of Chicago are asking, begging for real justice to come to Chicago, for real change to come to Chicago. But they don't want that, ladies and gentlemen. When I say they don't want it, Brandon Johnson, Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor Pritzker does not want that because crime in Chicago is a means of money. Folks, they do not care about you as much as they care about those asylum seekers. And I said it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. I don't care how often you get pissed off and mad that I am saying it. I told you guys, screw what, I don't care what politician it is, folks. I don't care if it's on the right, if it's on the left. Yes, you can listen to what they say, but more than anything, what are they doing? See, our President Trump said, I want to send the National Guard in. I want to, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's telling you and he's about to do it, right? How often, Chicago, are y'all going to keep on having the same thing? This time is going to be different. We got a first black woman, and she's the first gay woman. Oh, we got a bow. Well, guess who came out of Chicago, too? Barack Obama. I came out of Chicago, and I was a senator, and I ran, and I won. Then I ran for president. Nobody knew who I was, and I won. I didn't do nothing for black people in Chicago, but you Negroes should be happy that I gave you a gay holiday. Yeah, Barack Obama, Mayor Brandon Johnson, black. What is he doing for you, Chicago? I bet if you ask them immigrants and migrants what he's doing for them, I bet they have a different story. Anyway, nevertheless, folks, let's get ready to get into this because this woman brings some light to this darkness. Check it out.
Let's bring in P. Ray Easley, a Chicago resident. P. Ray, glad to have you on the show. So you hear President Trump saying, listen, he's willing to go in and help Chicago the same way he helped D.C., but he's getting pushback from the governor, Pritzker, and Mayor Brandon Johnson. And now he's saying, well, maybe if they don't want my help, we don't give them help. Why wouldn't they want someone to come in and help this problem be solved?
Because obviously they're benefiting from the chaos. Think about it. Our governor has been in charge for a while. Our mayor has a platform that puts the migrants before the American people. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do on his campaign website. And because they're failing the American people, we deserve help. We don't have to live like this. And if President Trump wants to come with troops and prosecutors, because we want just as many indictments as there are arrests, then that's what we want. Don't listen to J.B. Pritzker. Don't listen to Brandon Johnson. We asked Brandon Johnson to give us the ability to vote on whether or not we were going to remain a sanctuary city, and they did that in the city council because this is their plan. It seems like they want to bankrupt the American taxpayers in order to force us to pay for our replacements, and
Certainly.
We say absolutely not.
Certainly something going on. I want to put this up because I think it's very instructive. This is not just the shootings in Chicago over the weekend, but it's kind of a timeline, P. Ray, and I want to get your comments on this. We gave the times here, and some of these shootings, there are 26 of them in all, are 4 minutes apart. Some are 16, 17 minutes apart in some of the same old areas. I mean, you know, you look at these numbers, you have the mayor and the governor keep saying Chicago is fine, but you say different, and the numbers say different.
Every number is a bad number. Right now, the city of Chicago is touting the lower crime by saying that we're at the same rates we were at in 2014. In 2014, my first cousin, Abraham Cooper, was murdered in the city of Chicago, an Operation Legend that President Trump sent to the city during the last administration solved that crime. Each person that dies is a grieving family. No grieving families are acceptable. So for them to say, well, we don't need help because violence is down, because murders are down, people are still being hurt, people are still being murdered, drugs are still being sold, humans are still being trafficked. So what is the baseline? And their baseline is confusion, and we want safety. So thank you, President Trump. We can't wait to see you. Please don't listen to them, but we're also asking you for protection, because yesterday our governor did a press conference and he said that they are taking the names and making a list of people who support the president. So I'm asking the president and everybody in America to pray for our safety and security as we fight to get justice in our city.
You say that each family that has some kind of a victim is devastated. Now, I want to put this in context for you. This is a Fox News op-ed by Douglas McKinnon talking about Chicago's crime crisis. He says Chicago's crime crisis, national disgrace. Trump must step in now. It goes on, 40,000 men, women, and children murdered in just one American city. Again, that is not a statistic. It is a killed in action report from a foreign war. As the Chicago Sun-Times once reported, the risk of a man 18 to 29 years old dying in a shooting in the most violent zip code in Chicago was higher than the death rate for U.S. soldiers in the Afghanistan war. That is pretty sobering right there, P. Ray.
Correct. My cousins were killed in that zip code. That's what I'm saying to America. This is my real life. I've lost an uncle to Chicago crime. I've lost 2 first cousins to Chicago crime. I've lost distant family members, friends, neighbors. And what they want us to do is find comfort in this chaos and normalize this trauma. And we're not doing it anymore. We don't have to do this, guys. We are American people. But if we get rid of the problem, then those who are being paid right now to solve the problem won't be paid anymore. And that's why we need our president to come here right now and do a forensic audit to find out who's getting paid and who's benefiting from this crime, because right now we're grieving.
You know, we equate this a lot to the border crisis, where the Democrats for 4 years told us there was no solution. You had to have legislation. That was the only way to shut down the border. Trump did it on day one. Kind of the same here. They're saying there's no solution. We're working at it. Is it embarrassment? Are they embarrassed, Johnson and Pritzker?
Yes.
What's your takeaway of this, P. Ray?
I think that they're very embarrassed. I think that they thought that we weren't going to be successful in our quest to get federal help. And now that it's here, everybody's going, uh-oh. But I want everybody to remember that everyone who is telling our president not to come to the city of Chicago has had a chance to make a solution in the legislative body. These people are not celebrities. These are paid representatives to the government, and this is their job to come up with the solutions. Obviously, the solutions that they're choosing aren't working, and we have to move on to a different body of government. It's quite simple. I don't understand why anybody would be for making the streets less safe. We want to get this cartel out of here. We know that the heroin highway runs directly through the west side of Chicago, and they are trafficking $2 billion worth of heroin a year out of our community. Imagine what that looks like, America. That looks like overdosing. That looks like violence. That looks like people leaning. That looks like people rocking. That looks like people dying. We don't want to live like this. They're trafficking guns. They're trafficking humans. It's crazy. So thank you, President Trump, for caring about the safety and security of the people on the west side of Chicago, and we can't wait until you get here. You're about to get a king's welcome.
See what I'm saying? Now, look, I get it. I completely love it. I completely understand it. I love this 100%. But the issue that I have, and it's not really an issue. Men, where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? It's so crazy, y'all. And I don't know if y'all can say this is by design. Why are the women being put up front? Where are the real men at? Where are the real leaders? Where are the real men who are going to step into their purpose of being the leaders, being the protectors, being the aggressors and bringing forth righteousness? Where are the men, right? It's always y'all trying to put forth the woman. The women, again, and it's a shame. Now, again, I don't know if they necessarily handpicked her to do this, whatever like that, but I know for a fact that there are a lot of men in Chi-Town, around Chi-Town, that can bring some heat. My guy, John Anthony, up there by Chicago, definitely get him on. Speak to him, talk to him. He has his own radio show. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with what she did. There's nothing wrong with what she said, but the thing is we need to see more of men getting involved in this, folks. Just telling y'all straight up. Anyway, thus far, y'all let me know what you think of this. Shout out to the sister bringing that there, and I hope President Trump do come in. I cannot wait to see, and I cannot wait to, if I am going to be speaking up there, I want to be out there and seeing this stuff go down. I absolutely love the fact that they want to come there and crack down to make our community safer, since apparently we ain't doing it. And if we do try to do it, you're going to be a sellout, you're going to be a coon, you're going to be a house nigger, you're going to be a Porsche nigger, you're going to be a bootlicker, you're going to be tap dancing for the white man, you're going to be a sandboat, you're going to be an Uncle Tom. Be ready for that. But yes, like I said, a lot of residents of Chicago are speaking. They want their streets to be safer. Let them come in here and make them safer. With that being said, folks, let me know what y'all think about this by putting in the comment section of this video. Not forgetting to do what you see in its elements right here. The next video that I'll be doing after this one will be up there. Things I did as of yesterday right here. If you have not subscribed, click that. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.